do whatever, I don't mind. Whatever takes the least amount of concentration, please. So are we live right now? Amelia?
We are alive, yes.
Okay, so everyone who's tuned in, welcome to the stream. Those that will be watching later on, thank you for watching. I know it's early for all the NA people. Unfortunately, we're missing all of our NA battalion staff. I guess they're still sleeping. And we'll just tell everyone to skip past the first minute of the stream so that the NA battalion staff don't hear us. Otherwise, Lena will kill me. Because I did ask if she would be awake at 7. It's 7 o'clock for her right now, so that is a bit early on a Saturday. But maybe they'll join in a little bit later on the stream. I'm guessing they're still sleeping or overslept, so I do apologize for that. And it's still fine. We will be able to go over questions for everybody. But we do have Katie here from PC, the EXO from PC 1st Battalion, so that's good. Just before we get started with the questions, I just wanted to say that I know there's been a lot of questions about tournaments and events and things like that, and there's been a bit of a delay with that because the battalion staff, as most members will know, there's been a lot of reshuffling in the battalion staff and in the squads and the squad staff. So we've been dealing with that first and foremost, and now that we've got a bit of stability, we can start focusing on events, and we'll answer questions as the stream goes on. So with that being said, we can get started. I think we've got Remnatsu here. Rem, are you here?
Hello.
We've got Widow Scrub.
Hello.
We've got Katie
Hello.
from First. And we've got Caleb.
Hello.
And Milia, of course, is kind enough to stream for us. So if you're watching her gameplay, I hope it's good. Because I know mine is terrible. So, but let's get started. The game's busy telling me I won't receive experience for this match if I keep doing bad. But yeah, that's besides the point. Okay, so the first question is basically regarding Overwatch tournaments. So I'm not sure if that means in-house tournaments or events like scheduled competitive tournaments. So does anybody want to take that question, or would you like me to answer it?
You can.
Okay, I'll give it a go. So regarding competitive tournaments, I did have a meeting with the division officer a couple of days ago and the BGC of PC, and we have said that we will be starting to enter competitive tournaments. So if any squads are interested in competitive tournaments, then Apandas has joined us. So welcome, Apandas. So if any squads are interested in competitive tournaments, then you can contact the battalion staff. The squad staff, of course, will contact the battalion staff, and we will see if we can find you any competitive tournaments. So that's good news from that front. And regarding in-house tournaments, the good news is that we have set up an in-house tournament for October. The date, I believe, is still to be confirmed, but I think it'll be mid-October. So I'm sure everyone will be happy about that. And this tournament will work a little bit differently to the last in-house tournament, where we'll have a losers bracket as well. So if you lose your first match in the tournament, you won't necessarily be out the tournament. You'll play another match against the team. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Oh, Katie just left. So, Pandas, are you there? Welcome. You just missed the first question. Before we carry on, I just want to check, Pandas, is your party settings set to allow your voice to be shared? Because otherwise nobody's going to be able to hear you. And then it's going to sound like I'm talking to myself. Which pretty much happens most of the time anyway. So is it set to allow your
Yeah.
voice to be shared?
I
Okay,
just
perfect.
changed it.
So I was talking to myself there for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've basically only answered the first question, so you're just in time. I hope you had a good nap, and Katie is also back. So the second question, who decides who gets to be battalion staff? Does anybody else want to answer that? I think somebody else can take that because you guys do know the process. Nobody. Don't all jump at once. Come on, guys. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen to me talk for the whole stream. Or maybe they do. I don't know. But so, who decides who gets to be battalion staff? Does anyone want to answer? And I will add on to anything that you leave out. There's no wrong answers, except the incorrect ones.
I could try and answer that one.
Yes, thank you, Rem. Please explain the process of how battalion staff are selected.
An opening is sort of shared out. Let someone, if you're an SM want to apply, you let your squad leader or squad assistant know, or a member of the battalion staff that are currently there. You'll go through a interview stage with Butters and whoever's in the battalion staff at the time. I think that's all I can remember so far.
Okay, I can add to that. So yeah, so basically you apply for battalion staff on the site. There'll be a link where you can apply. Normally it will be announced in the Overwatch Discord. And but if we get one applicant, then normally there'll be an interview process where we ask a couple of questions. And yeah, we have the first winner. Caleb wins the first round. Don't look if I came last. I did come last. Okay. So, but I was focused on the questions. That's why I came last, you know. So yeah, there'll be an interview process. Normally the battalion staff will ask 2 questions each, and I'll ask 2 questions to the member just regarding things like leadership, TG specific rules and things like that. And from that, and sometimes the division officer might sit in on the interviews as well, if we need her opinion. So for those that don't know, the division officer is TGH squared. She plays on Xbox, so she doesn't really play with us on PS4, but she does come to meetings and stuff on Discord. We do want to try and get her PS4 though, by the way. So, you know, it is her birthday coming up soon. Just nudge, nudge, hint, hint. But anyway, she's probably going to kill me now as well. But anyway, yeah, basically the best candidate from the interview, based on the responses, is selected for battalion staff. And that's pretty much the process for battalion staff and how they are decided. Normally we don't get more than like 3 applicants anyway for a position. And for the last couple, basically everybody got a position because those were the only applicants. We just had to do an interview first though. But that's pretty much the process of how battalion staff are selected. And we do ask them a couple of questions, basic questions. So moving on to the next question, do any staff members in the squad have a high rank? So I guess we can go through everybody here. So Caleb, what's your rank at the moment?
High gold.
Nice. Does that count as a high rank?
No.
I don't know what they mean by high rank. So
high platinum.
Widow Scrub, what's your SR at? Or your rank, rather?
Mid platinum.
Platinum, nice. Rem, what's your rank?
I'm the nice little low gold.
Cool. Katie, what's your rank?
Well, I have the rank on PS4, but my rank on PC is like in the 1600s, so silver.
Nice. And the last one is a pandas. Well, what's your rank, a pandas?
Well, I'm actually unranked right now, but usually silver.
Okay, I'm unranked, but I'm usually top 5 from the bottom. So no, so I'm gold. My highest rank's been plat, but I'm unranked here. I haven't placed yet. So what I will say though is rank isn't that important.
Rank doesn't matter. So
And I do think we have some knowledgeable battalion staff, regardless of their ranks.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's pretty much all of the ranks. I think Lena is probably ranked around gold. I'm not sure. And David is ranked plat, I think. So he's probably the highest rank out of all the battalion stuff. Just before we continue, I have removed some questions that were asked because some of them were a little bit inappropriate, and I have altered some questions. So just for those who have asked a question and it doesn't show up, if you still want to ask it, you can message me and I can answer it for you. I think I have messaged 1 or 2 members who I did say that we won't be answering their questions during this Q&A, but I can give you some answers if you like. So moving on. So what is the battalion staff's main goal for the squads? So this is quite a nice question, I think. Again, I guess we can go through everybody's, because I'm sure each of the battalion staff have different goals for the squads. So let's start with who's leading this fight? Widow Scrub, so that you can lose focus and we can get more kills. What's your main goal for each of the squads?
Well, for the lower ranking squads, I just want them to come together, hopefully start playing more Overwatch together and getting higher in ranks as a 6-stacking comp. As for the hires, such as Noir in PS4 Battalion, I would like them to, which they have already started doing, looking outside of TG for scrims that are more evenly matched. And then for the in the middle kind of squads to also develop their skills and find games outside of TG as well as competing in tournaments.
Alright.
Yeah.
Awesome. Caleb, what would do you have anything you want to add to that? Goals for the squad?
Just make sure everything's running smoothly so everyone's having fun while they're playing with each other.
Okay. Rem, anything to add? I think that's all good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as me, really. Same as what the other 2 have already mentioned.
Awesome. Pandas for 1st Battalion. Any specific goals and things that you'd like to see for the squads?
Probably the same as what everyone else said, but also getting Shield Maiden full of members and trying to keep everyone from switching around squads so much.
Okay, yeah, so I think that's a good point. So for my goals for the squads as a whole, I would like to see more consistent squads and members staying in squads for longer periods of time, just giving it a try with a squad. I know every now and then people have to go and leave, it happens. But I think if our squads can be nice and consistent with consistent squad staff and our battalion staff as well, if we can get consistent battalion staff, then I think that will really help us. I think the main thing for me would be that every squad is enjoying what they do. They set goals and we have nice interesting practices all the time. So if that happens, I think we'll be in a very good place. And perhaps a long-term goal would be for our squads to compete in outside tournaments and win a couple of outside tournaments. That would be really nice. It would be good to see. I definitely think we're capable of that.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next question. So are we ever going to see the ladder system implemented? So this member said YK David had a good idea for the ladder system. What's the hold up with that? And is it going to get going? So basically, like, what I'll say is, I know like members really want tournaments, really want events and all of that. And I also want events, I also want tournaments, and the ladder system, and all of it is great. But one thing that we do have to remember is there is 6 battalion staff, and then myself running the battalion, and we have how many squads in the battalion? Like 9 squads in NA, I think, at the moment, and 8 squads in EU. So that's a lot of squads, guys. So I think if everyone just remembers that we do have to sort out all the squads first and foremost and make sure everything's running smoothly. And adding to that, the battalion staff also have work that they do. They also have personal lives and things like that. So it's important to remember that. Like, we can't just always be organizing events and focusing on TG all the time. We've got to focus on our personal lives as well. So I definitely do think that we will get round to that ladder system, but it's going to take some time. We've been busy organizing other events and other ideas right now. We haven't really gotten around to that yet, and we still got to work out a couple of things with how that system is going to work. So we'll have to get back to that and keep members updated. I think if we can get the ladder system working by maybe January, that would be good, because we do have other events planned for each month up until December. So I guess that we'll aim for January for the ladder system to be sorted, but like I said, different things can change and there's a lot that can happen, so we've got to keep that in mind. Well, Millie, I was like 5 HP there. So we'll move on to the next question. So this is quite an interesting question, quite a good question, I think, as well. What is TG doing about toxic teammates and toxic players? So I don't know if anyone else would like to chip in here, because you guys all know how we deal with toxic players.
I can deal with that one.
Okay.
Basically, I usually request the SR and the SA to have a talk with them first. If they carry on, me or the XO or PA will get involved, and we will have a meeting. If it carries on, a warning will be persist or a dishonorable discharge.
Okay. Lena just messaged me. She slept through her alarm. I was right. We're gonna have to buy her an alarm, new alarm. Okay, so just to add to that, any toxic teammates that we do have, we will give warning points out, basically, and that's just to keep record of anything that is a serious offense that a member commits. We do like to give members a chance depending on the offense. Obviously, if it's something really bad, they can be discharged from TG, like with immediate effect, depending on the severity of the offense. But in general, we do like to give members a bit of a chance to learn the rules of TG, and if there is a serious offense, we will give warning points out to members. So I just want to see if Lena's going to join us. Yeah, Lena's going to join us, so let's wait, let's get into this game and focus a bit, because I'm behind a bit. I need to at least win one match today. That's the goal. Can we do an all-round battle? I think I might have a chance at that.
I can't play Reinhardt at all. Oh.
Okay. So, once Lena joins, we'll carry on with the
Questions.
stream. Just tell her we almost finished
Widow
when she
scrub.
joins.
Make
And
me
edit,
fast.
cut that part out of the stream, alright? Just cut it. Make sure you cut it out, Milia. Um, all round battle, please.
Yep, okay. Right there.
Oh, the next question is quite a nice one for everyone. So
Okay.
Lena's joining at a good time, I think.
Is anyone invited Lena?
I haven't got her
That's
as
a good
friend.
question. Oh, you haven't even got her as a friend. Slacking.
No.
Where is he?
Has anyone invited her to the party?
Don't know her as friend, so I can't.
Okay, I'll add it to the party. Alright. So once Lena joins, yes, all round. If I don't win this, then I will. I gotta think what I say. Lena! Welcome. Did you oversleep by any chance? She's gonna kill me, isn't she? Lena, before we carry on, we've gotten into the first 6 questions so far. Before we carry on, I just want to ask, is your voice, the party chat settings set to allow your voice to be heard, to be shared? Just check quickly, otherwise I'm going to be talking to myself the whole time. I just lost a round duel to a Pandas. A Pandas, you main Reinhardt, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
I
mean,
don't.
it was
I
on
definitely don't.
Lionheart, so I learned from Soul.
Okay, Lena, are you good to go? Are you good to go? Did you check your party settings?
Yeah.
Your voice is allowed to be shared.
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. So, next question, guys. We'll carry on very swiftly. My 5 strikes on cooldown. You're about to die, Katie. Oh, that's mean.
Ellie
Okay, so the
needs
next question is,
Reinhardt.
what is your guys' favorite soft drink and snack? So we'll go through everyone. Make it quick, because we're running out of time. Butters needs to go to a party, guys. Like a birthday party. I'm sorry. It was a last minute thing. So let's go with Widow Scrub first. Oh, Solo shattered. Widow Scrub. Favorite soft drink and snack.
Iron Brew and sweet and sour popcorn.
Nice. Caleb.
Yes. Favorite drink? Fanta Twist. And then favorite snack is Kinder Bueno.
I think Caleb. Awesome. Rem.
Dr. Pepper and a dime bar.
I don't know what any of those words mean. No, I do know what Dr. Pepper is. Lena.
Okay, so here's the thing. I can't drink soft drinks because I get hiccups every single time. So I don't drink soft drinks, but I do like goldfish. That's my favorite.
DR Pepper is the best drink.
Okay. So you can only drink hard drinks.
Pretty much.
That was a dad joke for you guys. Little dad joke for you. That was a terrible dad joke. So, a Pandas. what's your favorite soft drink and snack?
I have no idea. It's too early.
Or still not sure. Too early for that. Okay. Too early for soft drinks. So my favorite soft drink is Coca-Cola, and my favorite snack. That's a tough one. Probably chips. Battalion staff will, the second battalion staff will know what I mean. I just fell off the edge. Okay, let's move on. So next question is, how do you guys manage everything? So, does anyone want to take that question?
Kind of a vague question.
Do you hear chat?
Yeah, it is quite kind of a vague question. I guess I'll just take it and be as brief as possible. Basically, we have a Discord chat where we talk to each other and communicate. If there's any issues, then we'll share ideas and we'll try and resolve the issues as quickly as possible. And we also have a SS chat with all of the squad staff, and we can get the squad staff involved if we need to communicate with them. In terms of paperwork and that, it's pretty simple. Like we just learn the basic paperwork. I was taught by the division officer the paperwork, but now I'll just pretty much teach the new battalion staff any paperwork, or Lena will, or Renatsu will, whoever's been in battalion staff for quite a while. And the paperwork is pretty simple to manage. And the paperwork also helps us keep track of things that are happening, like squad transfers, things like that. The last thing is we also have like a lot of Google documents, like with the different squads, what the members' SR is, and what heroes they play, things like that, so that we can try and make the squads as quickly as possible and move members around if we need to, or replace members. But that's pretty much it. So moving on to the next question. This one's a pretty simple, straightforward one. I'll just take this one. I didn't win the round battle. Damn. So why are there no CP Overwatch PS4 teams, and how does a squad become one? So this is pretty simple. It's really difficult to become a CP team. Just because there aren't any doesn't mean we can't compete in outside tournaments though. But these are pretty much the basic requirements. I could be a little bit incorrect with these requirements, but from my understanding, what I know about CP squads, firstly, you need 2 optional practices a week. So none of our squads have that currently. Secondly, you need to finish in a certain percentage on like competitive ladders. None of our squads play competitive tournaments yet. And the last last 2 requirements, the squad staff need to complete all their paperwork on time and correctly. And the last requirement is you need, I think it's 90% attendance every month. So that's pretty much, that's self-explanatory why we don't have a CP squad. But those are the requirements for any squads interested. It's really difficult to become a CP squad. So next question is, how's the battalion staff doing? How are they managing the squads? And this member just says it must be difficult for battalion staff to be unable to play in a squad. So I guess we can see how everyone's doing. We'll start with Lena.
Oh god. Doing good.
Nice.
I know I'm one of those weird people that was kind of like, I'm much more of a manager type person anyways, so I'm not personally too upset about not being in a squad, because frankly I'm a lot better at managing people than I am at playing this game. So, but I do really like my position. It gets stressful from time to time, but that's because I was, on my own for like a month or so. And now that I have other people, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't remember the entire question, so I'm gonna stop there.
Awesome. Pandas?
Honestly,
I think you
don't
pretty much
remember
answered it
the
though.
question.
It's just how you're doing as battalion staff, and what's it like not being in a squad. That's pretty much it, to summarize.
I miss
Yeah.
my old squad.
Dan doesn't miss the old squad. But are you doing good though?
I mean, I've only been battalion staff for like a little while, but yeah, I think so.
Okay. Cool. Rem.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, as Lena said, sometimes it does get a little stressful, but it's just pretty much working as a team, and it doesn't really bother me not being in a squad really.
Okay. Would I scrub?
Yeah, it's not too bad to be honest, not being in a squad. I'm okay, I guess. So, I'm happy being EXO. I like being in charge of people anyway. I feel like I'm better at... I'm better at, making sure everyone's okay and doing, like, helping them out, making sure they're the best they can be, rather than playing for a specific group of people. So, yeah, I'm not too bothered if I'm not in the squad.
Awesome. Caleb?
I quite like being like PL, as I get to see like a lot of teams, and as I watch them play, like shows me I can get better as a player.
Alright. Is Katie still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you doing, Katie?
I'm doing good. I think everyone pretty much summed it up, but for sure, like, being in a squad is fun and all, but and I do miss being in a squad. Well, actually, right now I'm running the IN squad for the PC First Brigade Battalion. So we still do like squad things. So it's not like we're never there, you know, or we hop squads, things like that. So I mean, we still get to play with squads, just not as often as the squad members do, of course. But yeah, it was pretty summed up. How it gets stressful sometimes, but it's kind of what we signed up for.
Yep. Awesome. I guess we can move on, because technically I'm not battalion staff. So, or do you guys want me to answer the question?
Answer it.
Answer the question,
Yeah,
Bob.
gone.
Okay. So I'll be honest. When I joined TG, I looked at the positions of EXO, CO, BGC, and I was like, I'll never be any of those, guaranteed. I'm just here to be in a squad and play in a squad. But then there was only 2 members in 2nd Battalion when I joined, and I had to recruit members to keep 2nd Battalion active, otherwise the division officer was going to close 2nd Battalion. So after putting in all that effort of signing up members and I did get a lot of help from 1st Battalion and past, oh look at me just standing dead still there, and past battalion staff that have done a great job. That kind of encouraged me to step up to BGC and just to make sure that everything that's been put in place succeeds. So I think it's thanks to the past battalion staff that I've had and the current battalion staff that I have that just makes it a lot easier to manage everything. And that's put me in a good place right now, and I'm really happy to manage the battalions and just help out where I can. Like I'm enjoying it right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Next question. Currently, what ideas are being considered in revamping TG, especially regards to matching members with compatible co-op teammates? So I can answer this like really quickly. I think the higher ups have been really busy upgrading the new TG site, and now we have started to see some changes, especially with regards to like squad staff. They've changed like how we can evaluate squad staff and how we can help squad staff, which is really good to see. And they've given options to the squad staff. There's still more ideas that are being put forward, but it might take a while for those ideas to materialize. Other than that, we've already basically answered how we organize our squads. We do have an idea of what everyone's SR is and what roles they play, but there are some squads that where higher up members do like to sort of be a coach, if you like, and manage lower ranked squads. So that's why there are some squads where you'll see like a higher ranking player in a lower ranked squad, but they are more there in a coaching role rather than in a playing role. They're there to help the members improve, and that's what they want to do. So I'm sure we'll all agree that we're okay with that. We're very flexible in terms of who can go in what squad, and we're always willing to give members what they want as much as possible. Obviously, we can't make everyone happy all the time, but we're doing our best in terms of that. So moving on, okay, this was kind of a weird question. I don't know who asked this, but they would like to know if the government is run by lizards. So, what do you guys think?
I know in the US, it's run by a Cheeto.
Anybody else like to weigh in with that? What do you guys think of that?
Yes.
Okay, so there you have it. You heard it here first. Right. So next question, basically I'm guessing it was asked by an EU member, but we'll adjust this question so that our NA members don't feel left out. What football team do you support? And we can add to that, what American football team do you support? So I'll go first, quite simply. I support Liverpool for football, and for American football I supported the San Diego Chargers, but then they changed their stadium and their name, so now they're the Los Angeles Chargers, but that's who I support for American football. And the reason why is probably because I just like... Yes, professional football.
Okay.
Professional football.
What about
Okay, then college football's fine. College football's fine. So, let's go with Renatsu. If you don't support an American football team, that's also fine. You can just leave that blank.
Only Arsenal.
Arsenal. Interesting. Okay, Widow Scrub.
I support Manchester United and New England Patriots.
Oh. And what about Caleb?
I don't support a football team or a American
Is
football
TG
team.
run by lizards? Thinking.
Okay. There's always one. What about Lena?
Okay, well, I'm from the US, so I don't really do soccer, I guess. AKA football for you guys.
It's football, not soccer, just so we're clear.
Okay, I know, but we call it soccer, so get over it.
Soccer.
I know it doesn't
Okay,
make
who do you
sense.
support for soccer then?
I don't watch soccer. That's the one sport that I
Okay,
never
but then why did you go into it? Just tell us American football then and we can be done with it. Because you're about to spark a new debate here.
She just needed to correct you.
I've had this.
You're starting a whole new debate that I don't want to get into, and I just headshot you, and
It's
I'm happy
called
about it.
football because you kick the goal with your foot.
American football, ASU, because that's the college that I go to. Sun Devils, we have the coolest mascot. There you go.
Nice. What about a
Mother
pandas?
Scrub, are your age sure about that?
I do not watch football, but for American football, I support Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
See, notice I said football. What about Katie?
I just didn't want to get yelled at.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
watch.
okay.
Yeah, I don't watch football either. As for American football, I don't really watch that either, if I'm honest. I mean, my family supports Alabama, so I mean, yeah.
Oh yes, nice. Okay, so yeah, Katie doesn't watch football. She watches soccer. Okay,
Yes, exactly.
moving on. Moving on. Um, right. So,
REM is an evil might. American football should
what
be
can
called
SS
handed.
do in the event that they are unhappy with their fellow SS? I'm sure you guys can
Because
answer
you
this
carry
question.
it
Any
with
of
your
you?
hands.
It's pretty straightforward.
You would come to us
message
and
Yeah.
you'd come to your direct
Yes,
COC
I
or your
agree.
EXO or CO, I'd say.
Yes.
And
Yes.
complain about
And
your
then we'll help.
problems and we'll see if we can fix it. We'll switch things around and help
Yes.
the situation.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. There, yeah, that's exactly it. Depending on what the issues are,
The sportiest I get is
we'll do our
liking the
best to
smell
help
of the
you guys
various
out.
balls.
But yeah,
But yes.
it's as straightforward as that, I guess. Okay, right. The next question is when we're going to have another tournament. So that's been
It is
answered
called
already.
football
So it's
because you play with your
mid-October.
foot.
It's coming. Details to follow
Basketballs are the
soon.
best.
Next question. So this is a question that was also
Not
answered
soccer
a bit
because you
earlier
don't
about
play with
squads
your
being
sock.
formed, about SR and why is there players of different ranks in other squads. So basically, just to elaborate on that really quickly, there are some squads where like they're looking for a role, like they might be a master ranked squad, for example, and they're looking for support players, but the highest ranked support player that we have is platinum. So maybe you'll find some platinum players in that squad. And like I also mentioned, there might be members of high rank that want to coach other squads, so then they go into a low rank squad. So that's why you might find
Yahoo
SR
wishes for soccer.
imbalances sometimes. But I think it all works out pretty well. Moving on from that. So this is a question for Caleb and Widow Scrub.
Oh.
So if you had to choose one animal to take for a walk, what would it be and why? It's kind of a weird question, but okay. So Caleb, if you had to choose one animal to take for a walk, what would it be and why?
And would this animal attack me or would he like domesticate it?
I don't know. So you can pick any animal you want. An animal. You can't pick an insect. You can't pick
Right then, I'll choose a lion.
serpent.
A lion.
A lion. Okay, and why?
Because they're cool.
Okay, so Caleb will
The
choose a
animal I
lion,
would
and then
take
we
for
will
a
need a
walk
new
would be a
platoon
lizard.
leader. So applications will be opening soon, guys. Widow Scrub, what animal would you pick and why?
Are we allowed to ride these animals? Because I'd like to ride a giraffe.
You have to take it for a walk. I don't know if that defines riding it.
I'd like
I
to
would
walk
assume
a
it
giraffe.
defines it.
Let the man answer. What would you choose?
I would choose a giraffe because they're just cool. They're just cool. And, yeah, I'm not. So.
Yeah, I like giraffes as well. That's my favorite animal. Nice.
Lion's better.
Okay,
Answer.
so as long as you don't choose an elephant and a horse, then you guys will be fine.
Exactly.
For those that don't know that joke, you'll have to ask a question in the next Q&A. Right, so next question was just basically, this one's also for Widow Scrub, sorry guys, but they're just asking about the free-for-all, like a little bit more details about that. So how would it work, I guess? What's the plan? As
the
briefly as
plan-
possible.
Okay, so in short, the plan is basically
Let the man answer
each
low.
squad will get a representative, so one person from each squad, to go into a match against one person from every other squad in their battalion. So this can be decided in whatever way the squad staff or just in general want to. So there could be like a in-squad free-for-all at the end of practice if there's more than one person that wants to go for it. And then the top four of each free-for-all, because there'll be one for second and one for first. We'll move on to the finale, where it's the top 4 from each, and then yeah, they just win. I'm thinking about throwing in. I don't know. I was thinking about it that we might like to. I was thinking about putting some money in just to get the motivation going.
Okay.
Like a little voucher for PlayStation Network.
That is a good idea. We could maybe do that, but it is a work in progress with the event, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, the next question. The next question isn't even a question.
Oh.
This is for Remnatsu. It's a statement, and it says, "We all think that you are great, Remnatsu." I don't know what you did, Rem, but everybody thinks you're great.
Where's
Whoever they
mine?
are. Sorry, everybody else. You guys. I think everybody else is great. Just to add in there. So, just so you guys don't feel left out, you're all great. And if there's any problems, just blame Butters. Hashtag blame Butters. But don't use hashtags. Okay, so yeah, no, I think everybody's doing a great job in battalion staff. And obviously there's some members that are fairly new to battalion staff, so I'm guessing that was the second battalion member that posted that. Right, next question. Oh, jeez. So, this is for me, and it says, Butters, why are you sometimes referred to as others? Please explain the meme. So this is pretty simple. Basically, one day I was messaging the division officer, and she tried to type in Butters, but it autocorrected to others, or she wrote others on purpose. I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. And then she started laughing, and then she started calling me utters instead of others. And she was like, ha, and then she tried to get everyone to call me utters instead of Butters. So that's pretty much like what happened, but obviously it died out, and it won't come back either, so don't even try. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll leave it there. Next question is pretty straightforward. We'll just pick a random member to answer this one. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe you guys don't know the rule. I hope you do. Okay, yeah, we'll see who does know the rule. Is there a penalty for any members who are excused from practice? And what happens if they're excused from like a lot of practices? So do you guys know the rule for this? I'm guessing Katie knows it. I back Katie. Do you know the rule, Katie? For the amount of practices you're allowed to be excused from, and what happens if you are excused for that many practices?
I believe when you're excused from too many, I don't really know the number if I'm honest. I believe it's 3.
It's
Forgive
4.
me if I'm
4
wrong.
practices.
It's 4. Okay.
If you're excused from 4 practices.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're excused from 4
what
practices in a row, you'll be contacted and requested and like asked if you want to like be put on leave, or if you want to be honorably discharged if you can't make practice, or if you're not like really teaching material, I guess is the best way to put it, because it's like teaching's not for you because you can't make practices kind of thing. Or you'll be asked if you want to be put on leave, which is basically like being put on leave is basically like how do you explain that? Kind of
okay, I can explain it.
Okay,
I can explain that. So if you go on leave, so this is for all squad staff, because I'm not sure if squad staff knew this as well. If a member misses 4 practices in a row, technically they should be put on leave, unless they say, okay, I'm going to be coming back the very next practice. Then you can give them a chance, and if they don't come back, then they have to be put on leave. But the thing is, once you put on leave, you can go on to leave for up to 6 months. So once that 6 months has expired, the battalion staff will reach out to you, or maybe your squad staff will reach out to you and ask if you want to come back, like once 5 months has expired. And if you don't respond and we don't hear from you and the 6 months ends, then you'll be honorably discharged by me. That will automatically come up, and I just have to honorably discharge you. There's no paperwork involved. But you can always sign up again if you want to. But you will be contacted normally once your 6 month period, and you can come back before the 6 month period as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's not a big deal going on leave, and normally we can't really guarantee that you'll be placed in the same squad that you were in if you do go on leave. But when you come back, you basically just post in the forum there, like on the home page, you'll see return from leave requests, and you just post there and say you want to come back from leave, and you'll be placed either in the IN squad or you'll be placed back in your previous squad if there's space there. But that's pretty much how going on leave works. And just FYI, I haven't got a kill yet in this game. I see David's joined, but we don't have space in the party for him. Should we go into group chat? I guess we can.
Yeah, turn to the game.
Or
chat.
not even group chat, match chat. That'll work, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Everybody go to match chat.
Oh, it's
Is match chat like set on? That's the first thing. No, it's not. Whoever's the moderator's gonna need. But let's just carry on quick because I need to get going soon. So poor David will just have to sit a little bit while we sort this out. Okay, so that's pretty much resolves that. And basically what I will say as well, squad staff and members, it would be good if you guys can track the amount of times a member misses practice, and if they're missing a lot of practices in a row, suggest to them, because it's really tough for the battalion staff to track that all the time. They're doing a lot of other things. I'll do my best to try and check up on that as well if I see that there's a certain squad that's having low attendance or things like that. But it is up to the squad staff as well. So I got my first kill. So the next question. The next question is, let me just check, that's a repeat question. So, this is quite an interesting question. Who is TG's target base players? And they just basically go on to say, are we competitive or casual? Because it seems like TG's trying to be both. And it's really difficult to be both. So, straight away, I would disagree with that statement, just because TG's main target base, I would say, is competitive players, because we do want to have some competitive tournaments that we participate in and things like that. But we do cater for casual players as well. That's why you get casual squads. There's different types of squads that you get. So.
Is David joining?
I don't know. Try and invite him. You can. And the thing is, of course, you can have competitive and casual because they can be separate squads. If a casual squad is separate to a competitive squad, they're not interfering with that competitive squad's goals and ideas. So it's just as simple as that, really. But in general, I would say TG does cater for competitive players first and foremost, but casual players are welcome. Okay, let's quickly go into match chat and leave this party. Okay, who are we waiting for?
You guys are moving
Everybody here?
There we go.
Awesome. David, thanks for joining us. We almost finished.
Being late.
No, it's no problem.
This time conversion thing is something.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. So we basically almost done, pretty much.
Right.
But
just give me some easy
thanks
ones.
for coming. So the next question, we'll give it to David because he has joined us here. This is the most difficult question of all the questions.
Mhm.
Is a taco a Mexican hot dog?
Hmm.
No.
No, it's more of like a sandwich.
What does everybody else think of that?
I agree with David.
It doesn't have
Yeah, me
like
too.
the actual dog part of the hot dog.
One shot. One.
Okay, let's move on from that then. So now this question is for Remnatsu.
Yes.
So, Remnatsu, when you joined TG, did you ever expect to rise to the position where you are now? And do you still have fun in TG even though you are CEO? And do you miss being squad staff?
I was not expecting when I joined, because I joined the PC brigade before I came over to PS4. I was not expecting to come to where I am, and yeah, I still enjoy myself in TG. To me, being CEO and SS is just a similar thing to me, really.
Okay. Awesome. Right. Next question. So, this is the last question, and then I guess we can maybe ask one question each. It's a fun question each for the battalion staff, just to end off. But this question is for Milia, actually. 100% for Milia. Are you here, Milia? Where's Milia?
I think she is.
Milia, I know you can hear me. Why is she not answering me?
Hello?
Because she thinks I'm joking, but I'm dead serious. This question's for you, Milia.
What's up?
So, Milia, if you were to get a boat, what would you name it?
Late as always.
It's actually for everybody, but it's for Milia. Okay. A boat.
A boat. Titanic.
Titanic.
Because my boat is literally broken down 5 times.
It'll never sink.
Okay, what about, Remnatsu? If you were to get a boat, what would you name it? We'll go down the list for everybody.
I actually don't know what I would call a boat. I can't answer that one, I don't know.
Oh, so Remnatsu would name a boat, I don't know. That's a good name, actually. Right, what about Widow Scrub?
See, like, when it comes to things like this, like naming, like, objects, I give them, like, human names. I don't do it often like that. But, like, I don't know, I'd put it, like, Wendy or something.
Wendy, okay. What about Caleb?
Boaty McBoatless.
No, the original.
No, he named it, he's made his choice. He must live with it now. What about Lena?
I would name it the butt.
Okay. Would you put that name on the back?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Nice. Okay.
I used to live on a lake, so I've thought about this before.
Okay. What about a pandas?
I wouldn't get a boat.
You wouldn't get a boat? Okay.
No, I don't like boats.
Well, I mean, I live in Arizona, so if anyone were to not get a boat.
Yeah.
Ocean front.
I live in Washington, so.
Okay, David, what would you name a boat if you had to get a boat?
Tugboat, I would name it Tugger.
Okay, Tugger the tugboat. And Katie?
That's a South Park reference.
I've been thinking about this a long time. Just as we were talking about it and everybody giving their name suggestions, and I can't find one that's... I can't, like, think of a good name, so I was thinking Nemo.
Nemo.
Boat Nemo.
Widow.
What about if you had a lemon, Katie?
Well...
If you had a lemon, what would you name your lemon, Katie?
Well, originally I named my lemon Nomel.
Okay. Does everybody want to ask one fun question, and then we can end off the stream?
Guys, real quick, I'd just like to look at the scoreboard. I came in close second.
I've been coming like last all the time.
Get out of here, Lena.
You guys might want to check my widow time.
I just woke up. Hair flip.
Okay.
I woke up like this.
Do you guys want to ask one fun question, or do you want to end the stream?
Yeah.
Because I need to get going. So you guys can ask one fun question each, and you can all answer it. But I have to go. If you guys want, unless you want to end the stream.
You guys do this with yourselves. I'm out.
I haven't got one.
Nobody's got fun questions. Okay, should we just end the stream there then?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got one question, okay? One question.
Okay, one question, then we'll end the stream.
Widow Scrub, why isn't your name Hanzo Scrub? Why'd you choose Widow?
That's actually funny because I actually have a story for this. Me and my friend both made accounts at the same time, and his is called Hanzo Scrub.
Really?
Hanzo is better than Widow, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun
You lost in
question.
this
Who
one.
among you is secretly a wizard?
I just realized what you said. I was like, yeah.
Alrighty.
Will Teddy sweat? Will Teddy sweat? Will Teddy sweat?
Thanks to all the battalion staff for joining us. I know it was really early in the morning for the first battalion members, so I appreciate you guys
Widow is better than Hanzo.
waking up, even if you woke up late.
I'm just lazy. It's like almost noon for me.
Well, now it's noon, but yeah. And thanks to Milia for streaming the event for us. I hope this helped everybody, and I guess we can end the stream there. So hopefully the members will watch it now. Thanks.